All right, welcome to all my homies that are in sales right now who want to build freedom for yourself, who want to be in a position where you can one day be able to quit your job, exactly as I was able to do. If you're new here, my name's David. I'm a seven-figure entrepreneur. About 10 years ago, I was working in sales personally, but I knew that there was something else for me. And I know in a lot of these videos, it's like a rags to riches story where somebody goes from having like their last $10 in their bank account, transforming their life with some magic pill, and they emerge to the other side a millionaire using the internet, and they have a bunch of Lamborghinis. And that's not me, guys. I was very successful in sales. I was doing very well for myself. I was actually like the most successful sales rep in the history of my company. I'd been promoted 3 times in 3 years. I went from like 40K per year to 150K per year in 3 years, was managing a team, was crushing it, had the best territory. I was doing really well for myself. And it sounds super arrogant, but like I wasn't in a position where I needed to like change my life to be successful, but I knew that I was meant for more. I was reading books, I was watching people on the internet making money, and I saw the freedom that they had in their life, and that's what I was after. I didn't want to make more money. In fact, I would have been willing to take a pay cut in exchange for freedom, and that is what I want to help you guys understand in this video. And I'm going to break down exactly what I did to go from successful 6-figure sales rep to 7-figure entrepreneur who's able to hang out by their pool all day, as I've been doing today on a beautiful, what day is it, Wednesday, and shoot videos for you guys like this. So let's go ahead and jump into it. But if the stuff in this video resonates with you, hit me with a like, hit me with a follow. I'm going to be posting videos like this every week, and I'll also drop some links to my other social channels down below where I've been posting more regularly. So go ahead and check that out. I'd love to hear from you all. So first of all, the biggest realization that I needed to come to is that sales is an amazing skill, but it's not a calling, okay? Sales, in my opinion, is the most valuable skill that you can possibly have. You build relationships, you create something out of nothing. Like being able to do that is 90% of starting a business. And that's what I want people watching my videos to understand. Like if you're in sales right now, you already have the skills to start a business. And I got it right here. Like your employer, your sales manager, the CEO of your company, they're hoping that you're not going to wake up to that, because once you do, you can't be put back in the box. Okay. After I realized this for myself, there was no going back for me. And I'm going to talk a little bit about like my transformation and that realization in this video. But I realized that, hey, I'm working for a small fractional percentage of these deals that I'm bringing in. I was bringing in Nike, major banks, like the biggest banks in the world I was bringing in. I was getting the small 3, 4, 8, 10% commission on these huge opportunities that I was bringing in. And what I realized is that is actually 90% of starting a business. I just needed to figure out some sort of vehicle in order to be able to transform from a sales rep into an entrepreneur, okay? Now, real quick, just a little about me. This is literally me on the left-hand side. This is me at a conference, major conference. Like I said, my company was sending me all over the nation, had the best territories. I look happy in this photo, right? But behind those eyes, I actually was super unhappy. I was nervous. I was uncomfortable. I might seem like an extroverted person, but I'm really not. I really don't like talking to people at conferences, and I had to get all these badge scans. I had to work this booth, stand there all day. My shoes were ruined by the end of it from standing and walking so much. And I just, that wasn't who I was really meant to be. You know what I mean? And over the last 10 years, I've been able to build this beautiful life. Let me just punch in a little bit here. So this photo of me right here, this is me in Carmel by the Sea. Spent like 2 weeks out there last year, just hanging out, enjoying some time. Here's my beautiful wife. We've been able to buy this beautiful villa-style home here in Phoenix. It's not a mansion. It's not a guru house, okay? Like it's a modest home with a cool pool in the front yard with this walled-in house. Like, be able to build a cool life, you know, and I'm able to do it working from anywhere in the world. I can pull up my laptop like here in Big Sur, plug in at anywhere I need to, and be able to make good money doing what I actually enjoy and actually have freedom that I was seeking in my life. And for me, that's what I was after. You know, I wasn't after a big pay raise. Yes, over the years, I've been able to make far more than I ever would have made as a sales rep, it's a nice byproduct. But for me, it was the freedom that I was after. You know what I mean? So at the beginning of my journey, like I knew I was meant for more. I think a lot of you watching this, and the reason why you're watching this video is you're like, I feel like I'm meant for more, but I don't know what. I don't know what vehicle. I want to start a business, but I have the skepticism of internet money and drop shippers and internet gurus and TikTok shoppers and all these things. Like if you're like me at all, something that I was after was I wanted an actual business that was a fair trade-off for like the sales career that I had built. Like I didn't want to just quit my job. I wanted to quit my job and have something that I could build a life on top of that was going to stand the test of time, that would weather the storms. You know, we went through 2020, which was a terrible year for a lot of people. We ended up actually having our best year. It's actually the year that I moved to Arizona. All these things are possible because of actually having a legitimate business that people actually need versus just some fly-by-night internet thing that gets you fake money, okay? Like that to me was really, again, what I was after. I wanted something real, you know what I mean? And when I really thought about it, like as a salesperson, I saw the trajectory for the rest of my life, okay? Like I saw the people around me. I saw that I was gonna make more money. I was gonna be promoted, and assuming I didn't mess something up royally. Like I was gonna do well for myself. I was gonna accumulate wealth. But really what I was after and what sales didn't offer me was freedom. I couldn't do it from anywhere in the world. I had to be in an office. I had to go and meet with clients. Like I had to follow this motion and this path that was laid out. But what I really wanted was freedom. I wanted to be able to work from an iPad, work from a laptop, from anywhere in the world. You know what I mean? And sales wasn't going to get me there. And I'm here to tell you, like, if no matter what sales you're in, no matter what your employer tells you, like it's not going to offer you that freedom. Something will always change. They will always change quota. There will always be something else that you need to hit. And freedom will not be yours. They will make it so. So I remember I was literally on a flight one time. I think I was going to San Francisco to meet with a client, and I picked up this book called The 4-Hour Workweek by Tim Ferriss. I wouldn't really recommend reading it. It's kind of outdated, but it was basically talking about remote work, the digital nomad lifestyle before anybody else was talking about it. And I remember I read this book and it just fractured my worldview of what was possible using the power of the internet. And this was back in 2016, okay? And it helped me understand that I didn't just want freedom, but I specifically wanted digital freedom. Like I wanted, I didn't want to be destitute, living out of a van, even though I'm looking at actually moving into a van and living a pretty cool life doing that. But I wanted digital freedom, and I wanted to make good money using the power of the internet. So this really set me on a journey specifically looking for businesses that I could start that offered me digital freedom, that I could run from a laptop from anywhere in the world, and I could make really good money on the internet doing it. And this book really opened my eyes to that and sort of unlocked this new worldview for me. But it didn't tell me like the business that I should start, right? Like it gave me some great ideas, but it didn't really give me the path that I should follow to get to where I wanted to go. So I did a ton of research. I tried, and I failed 3 different businesses. I tried a music blog that did okay, but it was just so time consuming for what I was making. I tried a vitamin subscription business. And then I tried this database of like A&R executives for music, because that doesn't exist. And I used to make music, but it turns out musicians don't have a lot of money. So that lost me a bunch of money as well. And I remember in 2016, I crossed paths with my now business partner, Derek, and we had this idea after a bunch of discussions to start what's called an LGA, or a lead generation agency. I'm going to break down like what it is that my business actually does. But this actually sort of became the perfect model to really get us to where we wanted to go. Like it was remote, it was laptop specific, it checked all the boxes of what we were looking for, and it sort of painted the picture of what life could really be for us. Now, the thing that I also realized is that sales is an unfair advantage in business. Like if you know how to sell, if you know how to build relationships, if you know how to prospect, how to find people, like you already know 90% of what business is. Like I had the skills to find and potentially close people. I'd been doing that on the day-to-day, just like you probably have. I already knew the lead life cycle. I knew how it worked. I knew how the life cycle of leads should work, which was perfect for this LGA model we were thinking about starting. And we were used to rejection. Like I wasn't afraid of being told no. I'd been told no a million times. I was in sales, right? So like you guys don't probably realize this, but like most people that start businesses, they're not used to the type of beatings that salespeople take. So when we started this business, it was like easy compared to what we were doing in sales. But for most people, starting any kind of business is like really hard because they're not used to the challenges that you encounter in sales. And the other thing was it also met all the requirements to live the lifestyle that I wanted to live. Like this is me in the back of my 4Runner on top of a 13,000 foot mountain in Washington. I was plugged into the Starlink, like running it remote. And like all these boxes were checked by this business model. It gave me the ability to start a side hustle while still collecting cash from my employer. Like I needed something I could start outside of business hours because I wasn't ready to just like quit my job and just risk it all. It had extremely low startup costs. It was like $150 to get this business started. Could run it remote anywhere in the world. I already mentioned that, but it It also is a service-based business, which I think is really important. Like the best business to start, in my opinion, as a salesperson is a service-based business because it's something that you can learn. And it also offers what's called monthly recurring revenue for the right type of service. So we provide our services on a monthly basis. We charge several $1,000s per month. Most of our clients now are like $5,500 per month, up to $15,000 per month to work with us. But that monthly recurring revenue model versus like point-in-time sales took me from point-in-time commission checks to monthly recurring commission checks. So as we started closing one client, the clients started stacking on top of each other and we could build this momentum in our revenue. And importantly, that gave me confidence where I was like, hey, if we get one client, we can get two clients, we can get three clients. And all of a sudden we have this predictable money coming in where we'll be in a position where we could potentially think about quitting our jobs. So let's talk about like what LGA actually is. So what do? Basically, we provide oxygen to businesses, right? And not like actual bottled oxygen. We provide something that they need, that they can't live without, which are leads, okay? So as an example, yesterday, my garage door broke, right? My spring on top of the garage door, and I needed somebody to come out and put a new garage door spring in so that my garage door would work. And what was amazing was this exact business model that I do is exactly what this local business, this garage door company was using. So here's what it looks like. Okay, so step one is an ad. As you can see here, I Googled garage door spring fix Tempe. And this same day, Garage Door Services is literally the company I ended up going with. I clicked on their ad, which they run on Google. So we help clients create ads on Google, YouTube, Facebook, Insta, Meta, right? TikTok, you name it. We help them get in front of the types of people like me that need their product, service, or solution, okay? So we help them run ads, and then we bring them to the second step, which is a landing page. So we build these in a platform where we intake that lead information from somebody that clicks on that ad. They go to step two, and we build this whole mechanism for them. And it's really easy for us to create, but the perceived value to our clients is very, very high. As soon as they submit that information, some automations happen where it's handed off to our client to begin following up with them, and we automate some of those follow-ups as well. But as you can see here, this is a conversation between me and the garage door company where I asked some questions about pricing or whatever. They came out later that day and they charged me about $1,000 to have my garage door fixed, okay? So this is the whole process from start to finish. This is what we offer clients, and the perceived value is so high because if you think about just me, they're probably paying somebody to run this for them, but they made $1,000 off of me, right? And they probably are doing that all day, every day from people that need garage doors fixed and are being sent to them by this process from the agency that they're using. Like somebody is running this for them. I can tell by the tools that they're using, and they're doing a pretty good job. But there are so many businesses out there that don't have this set up yet, that are losing market share, that are dying to find somebody like myself, or like you potentially, if you want to take a look at starting a business like this, who need this, and they're willing to pay $5,000, $10,000, $15,000 per month. You're probably thinking to yourself, like, that seems like so much money, but if you think about it, if I send them 15 leads in a month and 15 of those leads end up giving them $1,000, that covers the entire cost, right? And they're probably doing 7, 8, 10 jobs per day, depending on how many technicians they have. They could be doing 50 jobs a day. And the ROI is that the return on investment is there for them. So the demand for this is just so high because these businesses need it. And the people that we speak with, they're not doing this already. They're dying for an agency that can help them do this. So how do you go from somebody watching a video like this to potentially starting a business like this or any service-based business, really? Here's exactly what we did. I'm just gonna break it down. So step one, this was November of 2016, right at the end, right after Thanksgiving. Me and my business partner, Derek, we set up our business, okay? We picked our name, we created a logo, we created a website, all the stuff you can do literally with ChatGPT now. We set the whole thing up, okay? We then were like, okay, who's gonna pay us money? We don't have any experience yet. Like we know how this should work, but we don't have experience. So what we did is we created a free trial client. So we reached out to a bunch of local businesses. We said, hey, we're starting an agency. For the first couple of clients we work with, instead of charging our normal rate, we'll work with you for free and drive some leads for you on a 2-week basis. Many people told us no, but somebody told us yes. It was a hair salon. We drove some great results for them in a 2-week period. But what was important about that was even though we did this for free, we got a case study that we could use to then go and get our first paying client. And 2 weeks after we landed our first paying client, it was a screen printer out of Detroit. We never met them in person, never went and visited their city, never spoke with them on anything other than the phone. And they signed up at $2,750 per month, guys, on a 3-month contract with that limited amount of experience. And we drove some great results for them. They were a client for a while. And from then on, it was just rinse repeat. We said, hey, if we can do this for one single client, we can do this for 100 clients. And today we've scaled this to a 7-figure business just based on our existing sales experience. So I don't know of any business in the world, honestly, that offers the ability to stack revenue in the way that a lead generation agency does. That's why I'm a big fan of the business. If you guys want to learn more, make sure you give me a follow. I also post a ton on TikTok, so make sure you check out the link to my TikTok in my Instagram in the description down below. I'd love to hear from you guys in the comments what questions you have. Using your questions is a guide for what videos to make next. So yeah, I hope this was valuable to you. Let me know what questions you have in the comments down below. Subscribe to the channel, and we'll see you guys in the next video.